Greetings one and all, and welcome to the Dark Rider Pony Analysis. I am the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, reminding you, as always, that even the cheeseburger can be deconstructed to its original source. A Dog and Pony Show is one of my favourite episodes of Season 1, and the episode that made me decide to join the Brony fandom. It stands out as a high point for the show, both because of how it subverts the damsel in distress trope, but also how it sets a trend for a show breaking from traditional stereotypes of girly cartoons, such as cooking, beauty, fashion, and seeking relationships. Rarity is a perfect example of a character who is very traditional and feminine in her fashion focus, while also defining her character depth through multiple traits as opposed to just the one. Rarity's fashion business is one that attracts the best of fashion ponies in Equestria. First photo finish, and now the pop star Sapphire Shores wants Rarity to create an entire line of costumes for her upcoming concerts, all based on the gem-laden costume that was prepared earlier. This introduces Rarity's talent for gem finding using her magic, fitting into her story during the Cutie Mark Chronicles nicely, as well as the fact that Spike eats gems. Rarity's generosity in rewarding Spike for his help expands on Spike's existing crush on Rarity, which also sets up the first part of the damsel in distress trope. When Rarity is lured and captured by the Diamond Dogs in the hunt for gems, Spike views himself as a heroic knight who is saving his captured love. This is a trope we see quite a lot in many traditional fairy tales that reinforces outdated gender stereotypes. The man is a strong, brave protector who quests to rescue the helpless frail princess from the evil captor and win her heart. While in traditional stories, the damsel in distress is little more than a prize for the hero to win, here Spike's desire to rescue Rarity is based on how she's generous towards him rather than being just a pretty pony. The episode actually lampshades feminine stereotypes of how the rest of the main six imagine Rarity reacting to the situation. Because she is very clean and a high maintenance pony, they imagine that she would be completely helpless, squirming and screaming for help in her dirty prison conditions. This combined with sneaky Diamond Dogs gives them a sense of urgency to rescue her, urgency that we find out later is actually misplaced. The absolute genius of this episode is that, after reminding us of what these sexist damsel in distress tropes are, it proceeds to completely turn the trope on its head. Rather than being enslaved by the Diamond Dogs, Rarity exaggerates her high maintenance attitude, using it as a weapon of wit for the Diamond Dogs. She deliberately uses what is known as Loki's wager fallacy, an unreasonable segmentation of definitions. In Rarity's case, the Diamond Dogs ask her to search for gems, but they didn't specify that she would have to dig for them too. When she is forced to dig, she does so incredibly slowly, frustrating the Diamond Dogs so much that their minions do the digging anyway. And of course, how can I not mention the beauty of the line. Her clever wordplay and natural drama queen act annoys the Diamond Dogs so much that the dogs end up working for her instead just to keep her quiet. While the Diamond Dogs are never intended to be seriously brainy villains, I do think they could have perhaps been a bit more to show that they were a legitimate threat to Rarity in the first place. It would have made Rarity's snark even more satisfying to listen to if they had put her through more hardship or been more ruthless. Not too much considering the episode isn't intended to be dark, but something a bit more than pulling on ponies' tails while sneaking up behind them. As it stands, the Diamond Dogs feel somewhat underwhelming as antagonists. This is an episode where not every member of the main six really needs to be there for the plot to work, but considering this is a season 1 episode where they're still building the foundations of their friendship, it does at least make sense that they'd all go to rescue Rarity together. Spike gets a few moments to shine in this episode, something that I'm surprised that not many episodes have followed up on. He has great observational skills, finding one uncovered entrance into the diamond mine, fishing the gem out to attract the Diamond Dog, and recalling Rarity's gem finding spells for Twilight to use to track her down. While he is quite caught up in his own fancy of heroism, something which Twilight and Applejack point out, he never thinks Rarity is lesser because he is rescuing her. In fact, he admires Rarity further when he and the rest of the main six discover how she has annoyed the Diamond Dogs so much that she is released with more gems than she could have hoped to find on her own. But the crowning glory of this episode has to be the delivery of the moral, which I consider to be a very feminist message. Rarity doesn't need to be a physically strong pony like Applejack to escape, because her femininity is part of her intelligence and wit, showing her independence handling the situation. Quite often in media, especially aimed at boys, it's easy to make strong female characters look and act more masculine in order to be more active in the story. So Rarity shows that being feminine, and by and large being female, does not make you weak or lesser than masculine males. How masculine and feminine you are, regardless of gender, is no indication of your value as a person. Twilight and the rest of the main six were worried that Rarity's femininity would make her helpless, but instead she ended up helping herself because of it. This is an amazing lesson for children to learn, especially young girls, whose roles in fiction often reflect their real life pressures to be either eye candy for men or generally subverted by men when it comes to active leadership positions. This is what convinced me to call myself a brony as well as a feminist, as My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is, in my opinion, a recent trendsetter for workable models. It shows that there are many ways to express yourself regardless of gender stereotypes, as well as the fact that your talents and intelligence that makes you an amazing person, not the sex you are born with. Overall, I think it goes without saying that A Dog and Pony Show is an outstanding episode. It gives us a clever character humour, defies conventional storytelling stereotypes, and is one of many episodes that shows how Rarity is one of the most developed ponies out of the main six. What tiny flaws it has with the Diamond Dogs and possibly character balance are little more than nitpicks. This is one of Amy Keating Rogers' best written episodes, which I award with a perfect S rank. This is a must-see episode, not just of MLP, but of animation in general. Until the next review, this is the Nightmare Rider, Mage of Mind, signing out.